JMC 6000 here in the JMC Garage for this week's JMC Garage Talk. And this week we're talking about dryers. So here is my Whirlpool dryer. I've had this thing for a little over 3 years, and the thing just has a hard time drying. Now there's a couple reasons why we're gonna kind of dive deep into this dryer. Yes, it's only 3 years old, and it already has a hard time drying clothes. I've had an issue with this dryer ever since it was brand new. And I really don't feel like spending another $600-700 to get another new dryer. I could wait till Black Friday, but I'm going to see if I can try and get this one to do a little bit better instead of taking 3 hours to dry a load of laundry. So what we're going to be doing is diving deep into this dryer, kind of explaining how this dryer works. And I also want to show you what I'm doing besides cleaning this dryer is in my rental house. Here, follow me real quick, outside of the garage. I have a tool coming from Amazon that would actually brush or kind of brush out the dryer vent. So this is my rental house here. It is a 1-story with a closed off attic, and then inside the attic, so in the middle of the house is where the laundry is, and the dryer vent goes, or the dryer ducting goes from the laundry room up into the attic, makes a 90-degree turn, and then come straight out the side of the house right here. I'm thankful, unlike in some houses down in the southern United States, actually have dryer vents that actually go through the roof. That would be horrible. I'm thankful that it has it out the side here. I already took the vent plugs off, or the vent flaps off. I'm waiting for my tool to Amazon to come in today, and we're going to use a drill, and we're going to just go through that thing and just get out all the nasty spider webs and everything else that are in that vent. So, but before we do that, let's go back into the garage. And we are going to take apart this dryer, not only to see how it works, but most of all to see what kind of cleaning can be done. Now, I have a 1/4-inch nut, or sorry, a 1/4-inch socket that will undo these screws right here. So we're going to take them off one at a time here. We're going to go around the back of the dryer. One of the nice things about this design of Whirlpool dryer is that it's easy to get to the back access to really see not only how this dryer works, but also to clean it out. And that screw right that hole. All right. It doesn't matter with these screws where they are, they're pretty much all the same size. Now, one of the unique things about my dryer, this dryer is a steam dryer, so I have a cold water line right here. What that cold water line does, it would actually introduce water into the drum during the steam cycle and a fine mist, kind of lightly get the clothes a little wet, and then high heat, it releases that water out of the clothes and also releases wrinkles, is what the idea behind steam is. I think I've got a release. There we go. All right. And there goes the back part of my dryer. As you can see, we have some lint buildup down there. Now, what we want to do next, I'm just going to set this right here on my white spike there. So this steam valve, or this water valve here, is connected to the base of the dryer, so that's not going to go anywhere. We got our electrical connections here. Right here is a heating element box. You can see we have a water line that goes from the valve to a nozzle that sprays into the drum right next to the heating box where the element is. That's where the element is right here. And then on this side, we actually have the lint filter that goes down here, and we actually have the fan. We're going to gain access to this part right here, But in order to do that, first we need to, A, take out the top mount lint filter. We're going to set it aside. And then next, we're going to undo 2 Phillips head screws. It was just easier just to do these 2 by hand with a screwdriver. Next, now we got a few more 1/4 inch screws we're going to be undoing. Now, in theory, should just pop out of there. Now, I will say, be careful when you're removing this. The edges of any appliance, I don't care where it's made or who's the manufacturer, are very, very sharp. It's very much thin gauge metal. They don't take a lot of pride in making sure, I mean, some of the edges are nice and rounded, but I mean, especially the inside part of the appliance can be very, very. Look at that guy. Oh my. As you can see, we got some buildup in here. Look at that. So that'll definitely hamper, you know, getting your clothes dry. We are going to empty that into my trash can here. Oh, we got dust bunnies going all over the place. All right. So that is out of there. So now, look at that big pile right there. So now we have the guts of the dryer, we have it exposed, and it kind of shows you how this dryer works. I'm going to explain this real quick while I have you guys on the video. I'm going to throw this out here, and then I'm going to be able to blow the rest of the garage off. All right, so how this dryer is designed and how it works is behind this bulkhead here, or what's attached to this right here, is the electric motor. Now the electric motor also has a belt that drives the drum, which you come in, as I turn this fan, you can see I'm actually turning the actual drum. You see that? You see the belt and the drum is actually turning. So the motor actually drives this fan or this impeller, and also drives on the other side of it a pulley, a pulley that's connected, that the belt's connected to, which drives this big drum. Now, if I turn this drum, you can see it's turning the fan. So the idea in theory is, as this is turning, or as this is running, this fan is turning, creates a suction through this vent, goes through the fan, goes propelled out of the fan, up the vent, up 90 degrees, through the attic, and then outside of the house. As it's doing that, it has to draw air somewhere. So the air that it draws is actually from here. There's actually this whole bottom part of this is open. It draws fresh air from here, goes past the heating element, goes into the dryer through another vent that's right here, goes kind of in this circular pattern. So if you come up top here, I'll show you how the venting system works. It comes through, the air comes through this side hot, goes through the close, and then it goes out this side, goes down through the filter, goes down into the fan, and then gets blown up and out of the house. There's an issue with this design. Now, Whirlpool has used this design for over 40 years. You've heard me correctly. This design of dryer has been in use by Whirlpool for over 40 years. It was ineffective 40 years ago. It's still ineffective today. This is not the best case for doing or drying clothes. The best way to dry clothes, if you're going to use a duct dryer, not a ductless dryer, but if you're using a duct dryer, here in the US we use duct dryer systems in North America, is you want the hot air to actually come from one side of the dryer, flow through the clothes, and come out the bottom, or come out. So what you want the dry air to do is actually come through the clothes this way, not do a circular. I mean, it's effective, but not as powerful and as effective to actually draw hot air through the clothes this way and have the receiver down here, or in some of the older Gs, they actually had the receiver in the door, then it flew through a lint filter, and then it went out and outside. So, and again, in theory, this design is kind of flawed, and it's always been flawed. But the reason why Whirlpool continues to make this design, even you combine this design dryer today, is that it's cheap to produce. They've made it for over 40 years. The tooling's been paid for. The processes have been paid for. They can put these out. I'm sure it doesn't cost Whirlpool as maybe under $100 to make these, to push them out there and to push it to the market, but yet they'll charge you $400, $500, $600 to buy this ineffective and cheap design. Anyway, I'm just saying, it's not the most effective design for drying clothes. In fact, look at this, my gasket here is starting to deteriorate. This is only after 3 years. This gasket here is almost done. I'm probably going to need a new gasket soon. Again, it's just how this design is. The only benefit I see to this design, besides it's been around for over 40 years, parts are plentiful, they're kind of easy to repair. You do have 2 rollers. Actually, I believe you have 1 roller back here and 2 up front. Again, it's a very easy to dry or work on, but the downside is there's more effective designs today. If you can get a dryer with the lint filter in the door or in the bottom of the door here, that is more effective than this design here from Whirlpool. Just saying. So, but anyway, we got the dryer apart. You see how it's designed. One of the nice things about this dryer design is it's easy to get to everything from the back. And like I said, you see how easy it was to take apart the lint filter design, to get through and to get all the stuff out of it. And then also to, if you ever had to replace a heating element, the heating element is right here. Easy to replace, easy to get to. And then if you ever have to replace the water valve for the steam function, that's very easy to get to right there. So right now I'm going to continue cleaning this thing. Not much else. I'm going to do a little bit of vacuuming, then we'll put everything back together. This has been JMC 6000 in the JMC Garage. Please like, comment, subscribe. We got more videos coming and some changes to the channel that will probably be debuting by the end of the year. So guys, if you haven't commented or you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And we got some more reviews and things coming. If you have any questions, or maybe you own this design dryer and you'd like to see more what you can do to this dryer, just let me know. Shoot me a comment. That'd be great. Let me point out a few more things before we close out the video. A couple things this dryer has. This right here is the light. So whenever you open up the door, the light comes on. That's where the light is. If I wanted to replace a bulb, I actually get to it from in here. Actually, no, I believe I can get to the bulb from inside the drum, if I remember correctly. This right here is for the moisture sensor. There is a moisture sensor that can sense how much moisture is actually left over in the clothes to kind of dictate to the timer how long it needs to run. And then, of course, we have some heat sensors right here. If it gets too hot, it'll trip an alarm. Same thing with same thing with the heating element up here and down here. So there's some different sensors going on. And but anyway, this looks pretty good. We're going to do a few more cleaning, but actually I was expecting it to be a lot worse, and actually it's not too bad. But this one, it looks like 3 years later. So, all right, awesome. You guys have any other questions, just let me know. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Be blessed.